Previously, we tried to find the Friday the 13th, but it was on Friday Night Funkin', but existed around here for some sort of sprites, and for some sort of unknown sprites like them as well. But I'm not pretty sure that Friday the 13th isn't exist in Comic Studio in this last video that we recently uploaded. And today we're going to be searching Granny in Comic Studio, but I'm not very sure it was probably real. There's Granny Comic Studio, but I'm probably not very sure. This is not pretty a little bit very interesting as well. So would I remember that I just completely saw this from my sisters and my brother as well, called Granny. Even nothing is possible, it wasn't going to be for around here, and some kind of many more things like them or something isn't going to be pretty interesting or something as well. Now let's see for the scary things like Granny or nothing being released in Comic Studio, but we had a whole bunch of families like grannies, or even possible as the Gramps, Slenderinas, or some kind of Slenderina, the vampire, and her little daughter. And her daughter of Granny and the granddaughter could be Slenderina. So the protagonist could be for unknown players, and animals, there is no animals like them as well, and especially like the pet, like could not able to actually that what I just thinking about it because her pets because the animals could be her pet spider and no backgrounds was existed any time as well, but it's all nothing that I'm not very sure, but all of the protagonists, but I'm not sure this isn't going to be for around anything or some kind of anything as well, but I'm not pretty sure that is absolutely for one guy over here. So the villains could be for around Granny, but I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for very much as well. So things aren't going to be for such as well, but I'm very sure they must be pretty disturbing as well in those dark rooms, or darkness even for sure, as I'm gonna be using for the studio crossovers for the backgrounds, and it's quite fully pretty even dangerous or something in the camp as well, so I'm not very sure. We're going to be added for some scary images like this, or there's no scary images at all, and especially what we're gonna be using for the studio crossovers and find out that must be Friday Night Funkin' around here and go for some mods, and that wasn't going to be for completely freaky, and I couldn't be able to be try to check this out as well, and I just gotta be checking out for some mods. But this is where that some sort of Friday the 13th isn't going to be for just about here, but nothing expect this. There must be Granny over here, could be for one thing, so I may put Granny or Slenderina as well. There's no futurism like those things, but something who just eventually lives around here. But not in the streets, not everywhere, but around here. But only in the mansion or some kind of an unknown thing. I'm sure that is absolutely containing some spoilers a lot. And because that really one thing that Granny was, but supposed to be here and some sort of a living room as well, so I'm not very sure. There is probably no living room at all, and I could not able to be finding out as well. Into the darkness of the woods, or into the darkness of the dark rooms, or the back rooms that I never guess. So there is no economy, but it's only for the old-fashioned first class that I just absolutely find for some sort of an image. And I guess it wasn't going to be for such as a little bit longer as well. So this is could be for the most scary moments, whatever, that we're going to be added a little bit as outside of the house. There must be some sort of gramps or anything as well, or some monsters might able to find us, or I'm not pretty sure that wasn't going to be pretty existed. And should I just absolutely keep on talking quietly? I'm better guess not. That must be in the hospital and many more things, or some sort of background images as well. So what about a few more of those? It won't going to be taking for very much longer. She's supposed to live in the abandoned mansion, or supposed to be the abandoned house that where her family and her grandchildren that who lives something pretty haunted houses, or some kind of haunted house or something as well. And we'll take up for the results because we just eventually using for the studio crossovers, but added Cookie Run characters, Stickman characters over here, one zombie and other kinds of people, and the SCP characters like the 096 and the 173. And expect like this, and probably like anything with other kinds to do this. Nothing starts with this thing as well, because we just eventually added Blackberry Cookie, that behind it there must be a Vampire Gramps, and her daughter from Granny could be from as well. I'm pretty sure that she will be surprised and being cut off dead around here for something as well. She might die for something from a vampire or some kind of. This is not a witch or something. There must be a mother of monstrous things or something as well, but I'm not very sure. There is Granny. She is holding a bat. Her weapons was absolutely a baseball bat, going to take them down as the Jay-Z boy right behind of Seafaring Cookie around. They try to escape this house from Granny, but in the room of hallways like this thing as well. At the Eclair Cookie and Earl Grey Cookie, but I'm probably sure that behind Earl Grey Cookie, or in front of Eclair Cookie, could be Gordon Freeman from Half-Life 2, and more of them, such as the 096, could be in the fog, a corrupt mummy police officer from the British, or corrupt British police officer like a mummy as well. That must be for another one is another Gramps like this thing as well. And there must be a zombie from Plants vs. Zombies right next to SCP-173. Onion Cookie have been reflect to do this as well, because did you know she was doing, or she was doing for around here, and look to her eyes, and probably wasn't gonna be look at this the same as well, or I'm very not sure. There's Gim Cookie and a green stickman who might going to be facing against Slendrina and the dark woods and forest. So that will be recently the end of the video as well. We got all of them as Granny and the Butcher like those things as well, or some sort of for an unknown person like anything as well. And any she, or like anything, or probably like this, that must be Slendrina, the vampire as well, and her mother, and that shouldn't be for right thing as well. And thankfully that will be the end of this video as well. If you're gonna be checking out of this video, but this is actually going to be of age of 18 years and up as well. But I just remember that my brother and my sisters have just absolutely playing Granny together, or some kind of doing this for just for turn as well. And you realize in the game that you have to survive for the 5 days, fail attempt for 5 attempts, or like this, or failed attempt for 5 times, and then you might going to be getting killed in the basement or get crushed by an automobile in the front as well. So I'm probably that we're gonna be end of this video. So you have to be at the age of 18 to check it out of this comic studio, and it's gonna be in description, and especially for the main website to browse some comics. Expect actually for some sort of ad pop-ups as well. Thanks for watching, fully support, but I'm probably pretty sure I wouldn't be able to be added. Sometimes there was no background, but unfortunately I'm not very sure this is about here, because we just totally forgot about something as well. We got some sort of items, and the effects couldn't be absolutely must be real, and protagonist and other kinds of stuff as well. The weapons could be absolutely having a shotgun and a crossbow, having some weapons, spark plugs, like anything as well. We just totally forgot something like even in those. And there is the base where the sound the granny was being alerted as well. And there must be plank, a shotgun shells, or there must be injector, and probably there must be a message and a code. And so I'll end of this video very fast as quick. Thanks for watching and for all your support. And it will be going to be waiting for about 20 seconds before we're going to be end of this video. Don't forget, it's going to be in the description below, because we just almost totally forgot something and about for some sort of items as well. And guess what? It was probably a yes, and I wasn't able to be trying this out as I'm going to be signing off. And probably that already said thanks for watching for pretty much more times than about here for somewhere. And I'll talk to you mini lads and comic studio users all later, and it won't be going to be tell what I just try to do.